Joe Shuckus is with us from Pittston area talking girls track. And Joe, another successful season. Junior high is doing real well, so it's nice that track and field is vibrant at some schools, and you're fortunate there at Pittston area.
Yes, we are. We're fortunate. We have a lot of numbers out on our boys and our girls side, and also in the junior high level. We have about 60 kids at the junior high level, and on our varsity level there's about 45 girls and the same amount of boys and they're performing, so that's a very good thing for our school and our area.
We have a lot of great stories to talk about today, and not all these girls will go on to the next level with track and field, but they're going to go on and do something great, which is what you hope for as a coach, to have an impact on them, and then, hey, they go do their thing, but to know that they were a part of something that fits in area.
Yeah, it's nice, especially when we go back now and we talk to the Olivia Jambers and the Elizabeth Waleskis and all these people that came through our program that they're doing other things in life. They may not be hurt, they may not be running track anymore, but they're doing great things out there, and it's nice to be a part of that, and that we were once part of what their life was at that point, and maybe hopefully help them get better at what they were doing in college.
And a nice bond, this group, and especially with track and field members, you know, a supportive group. They're all rooting for each other. You get somebody like Abby who does the pole vault, but yeah, you know, she'll contribute in other areas, or you get other girls that you know, cheering people on.
Right. It's a bond that really forms not at track but at the other sports they're in, because we're the end result, where we get the soccer players, they've already bonded, we get the basketball players who have already bonded, so then they come into the program and they know each other, they're friends with each other, and then they bring the cross-country kids in, and they bring the kids that are just track athletes, so it's a nice bond, and it's nice to be at meets and watch, like, some kids walk over and see the jumpers, or go over and watch some of the throwers throw. It really makes the program a lot better, and it makes them respect each other a lot more.
Take us through that coaching staff there at Pittston area.
Coaching staff, we have a boys program and a girls program, but we work all together, and Jason Mills is the boys head coach, along with the assistant Charles Montagna. He's the sprinting coach for both the boys and the girls, and our distance coach is Katie O'Boyle, who does a very good job, and then I am the girls head coach, and I also coach the jumpers.
As far as the talent this year, take us through up and down the lineup of highlighting some girls that we're going to talk to tonight.
Yeah, we have a lot of talent, and a lot of it is in our senior class, where we're getting a lot of points out of our jumpers, Ashton Ashby and Abigail Norwillow, and Angelica Singer, who's one of our long jumpers. They come together, they score a lot of points for us. We also have excellent sprinters. They're a little younger, where they're mostly sophomores, and there's some freshmen in there, and there's Jenna Smith, who you're going to talk to later. She's kind of the leader of that sprinting group. She's been with us for about 3 years, so there's a lot of highlights, and it's nice to have that, where we can move people around. We can put Charity in the Open 8, or we can put her in the 400, and we're going to get points out of her in both of those events. And then even in the distance, where we have Mary, we can put her in the mile, we can put her in the 8. She runs the 4x4. That's a lot of diversity there for a young lady to do all those events, but it helps the team out, and the younger kids see that, and hopefully when they become seniors or when they're juniors, they start to understand, like, well, I need to do that to make the team better.
Parents, educators, people talk about communication all the time. Let's talk about the importance of that, especially in track and field, getting a little nicked up, an injury here or there. You know, they got to communicate with the trainer and the coach and their parents, and kind of make sure they're being good patients when all this stuff comes around. So when districts, or in fact states, come around, they're able to keep going.
Yeah, again, that's a lot of communication with our trainer, with the parents, with even the kids coming up to us and saying things like, we tell them all the time, don't keep things from us, because if we fix it now, you'll be better by districts. We don't want you walking into districts limping, and that happened last year, where we had a lot of problems with people walking into districts and they were hurt and they didn't tell us. And that's kind of changed now this year, where they're letting us know, and they're like, well, we're a little sore today, so we back off a little bit. And you know, it's a lot of communication with the kids, because again, it's hard with the weather we have in the spring, where you're out there in the cold and you're trying to get things done, and then it's snowing, and then it's hailing, and you're like, what are we going to do here? And then today it's 80 degrees and they all want to just go crazy. It's like, no, we gotta hold on today.
Yeah, I don't know how it happens, but we go from like 30, 35, and then big winds to 83.
To 83 is nice and warm out there. So.
Yeah. As far as districts, talk about some events or things that you're looking forward to, and obviously you want everybody to get their best time, to do their best, to be their best, and hopefully it helps the team out.
Right. Of course, I'm gonna I'm going to talk about the jumps because that's my area. I got Ashton Ashby there. She's doing very well at high jump. She's clearing 5 foot. We're trying to get her over that state qualifying of 5'3" at practice every day. We're working on that. We have Abby Norwillow in the pole vault. She's number 1 in the state right now. So again, that's another event that we're going to be looking for. And I enjoy the relays. I always, the 4x8, the 4x1, the 4x4. We try to get our 4 fastest girls in there and try to get a team down to Shippensburg, which is, it's a great experience for them. Even if we go down there and they don't do as well as they did at districts, it's still a nice experience to take down those people. And those are the events I look forward to. And then Nicole and whatever she's going to do, and then Jenna and what she's going to do, and then some of the underclassmen. We have a very good freshman hurdler who's been doing very well, and I want to see how she does at one of these big events. So.
Joe, always great to hear about what you're doing at Pittston area. The ladies' stories will speak for themselves, and we'll talk with them next. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John.
Abby Norwillow is with us from Pittston area, continuing the conversation as we talk track and field, and you've had a lot of success, and you've rolled with it pretty darn good. Talk about, feeling the pressure over the years of living up to, hey, you're number 1, you're number 2, you're number 7, whatever those numbers are. You have to go out there and compete. You got to kind of block all that stuff out and go out there and give it your best shot.
Yeah, like the first couple years of high school was really about having fun, and I really had no idea where I even ranked in the state. And now it's my senior year, and kind of all eyes are on me with state ranking, and it's hard to kind of block that out sometimes, but at the same time, if you just forget about that and just focus on doing your best, it's a lot easier to perform under pressure.
Talk about all those trips and times and putting in that pole vault stuff. It's a lot of road miles.
Yeah, I practice at the Hudson Valley Flying Circus in Warwick, New York, so that's like a 2-hour ride up and then 2 hours back for like a 2-hour practice. So that's like twice a week, so that adds up after a while, but my parents drive me the majority of the time. It's like very helpful. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, and some of the weather hasn't been too great with all this stuff, so more kudos to them and being safe. Biology, chemistry, a couple subjects you enjoy. You're number 1 in your class. You got a weighted grade point average of like 4.382. Not that we're counting or anything.
No.
But talk about that pressure of the academic side.
The academic side it can be hard, and especially winding down my senior year. It's not really winding down. We still have AP tests and stuff like that. But it's just the long nights. Every senior in high school has those long nights studying after practice, waking up early to study in the library before class, stuff like that. But I make it happen, so. And
of course, the University of Pennsylvania, we've talked about in the past, and that's awesome to hear. Talk about your excitement. Is it growing a little bit more?
Thank you. It is growing. I have like my move-in day marked down. Now that I have a roommate, I have everything really set out and planned, and I'm just excited for my future there, academically, athletically, and socially, just to grow as a person.
A couple sisters that are doing good stuff, so talk about both of them and what they're up to.
My older sister Haley, she's a sophomore at Chestnut Hill College, which is right outside of Philly, and she just played in the CACC lacrosse championships, and unfortunately they lost by a little bit, but she's been doing really well this season. And then my younger sister Olivia, she's a sophomore in high school, and she's on the track team doing really well as a sprinter actually, and we're in the 4x1 together, so that's really cool to have that sister-sister connection in a relay like the 4x1.
Let's talk about, there's a lot of sports at Pittston area, but it always seems like there's a nice bond with the track and field athletes. Talk about, what that's been like to go through it, at a young age, and now here you are as a senior and hoping to kind of leave your mark.
Yeah, well, coming up from like my freshman year, I was really accepted by all the seniors, and it's a really supportive environment on Pittston area track and field team. Like, everyone's cheering for one another. We go through the same grueling workouts together, the bus rides to invitationals, like the time that we spend with each other. It like means a lot, and to be able to be a senior and to bring up the underclassmen in the same way that I was brought up, to like love track and field, to love what I do and the people that I'm with, and to appreciate everything around me for every second of it, it means a lot to have that kind of impact on the underclassmen.
Abby, always a pleasure talking with you. You got such a bright future ahead of you, and rooting for you here at districts and at states.
Thank you.
Andrea Ruby is with us from Pittston area. We're talking track and field, and you're a hurdler.
Yes.
Talk about how you got involved with that.
Honestly, when I joined the track team, that was what I did not want to do, but Coach Truckus thought I would be good at it, so he threw me in there and just worked from there.
Talk about all those reps, and I'm sure there's a few falls in there.
Of course, plenty of falls. It's just important to focus on your form and and if you do that, you'll be fine. It's good. Falls are going to happen. But
so let's talk a little bit about your siblings, and they're older, and their influence on you and make you the complete person you are today.
Older sisters are always fun because they like fight with you, but then they're always there to have your back. And they showed me like it's important to work hard and always go for what you want.
And another number one in the class, 4.382. I don't know how they come up with that, but let's talk about that dedication as a student and being so good at it.
Sometimes it's hard to balance it with sports and friends and school, but you make time for everything, and you have to utilize every single second of the day. But it's possible to get it done.
This physician's assistant program at King's is really popular. It seems like I know a handful of people going into it, and you just happen to be another one. What's the excitement level like, and the new opportunity you're going to have in college?
I'm excited for it. I mean, it's something that I've been looking forward to for the past few years. I've been interested in the King's program. I've learned a lot about it, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Let's talk about a role model or two in your life, who they are, and why.
I'd probably say my number one role model is my dad, just because he works so hard to make a good life for us, and he shows me that it's important to keep going for anything you want.
All right. Well, you are quite busy in all the different clubs you do at school, and you play some basketball as well. And I wish you the best at districts and, of course, at King's College.
Thank you.
Charity McLeod is with us from Pittston area here on the John Mendola Show. We're talking track and field. Let's talk about some of the events that you're competing in this year.
Okay, so right now I'm competing in the 4x8, which is a relay, and then my open 400, and then the 4x4.
Do you have a favorite?
I love the 400. Like, I love it so much.
Favorite lane?
My favorite lane would be probably like lane 2, lane 1. It depends on the race, but lane 1 would be like my favorite lane.
Gotcha. Let's talk a little bit about your teammates this year, and there's a lot of good talent there. But talk about forming that bond in track and field is pretty special, maybe compared to some other sports.
It is. We like stick together. We always push each other on. No one's better than the other. Everyone just tries to find that common ground and just keep us going, motivated, pushing our events. Make sure we perform our best.
Tennis player, huh?
Yeah, tennis player.
Let's talk about how you got involved in tennis and then it taken off.
Yeah, I started in my freshman year and I just loved it ever since. And then after that, I just started taking lessons and just constantly started, practicing, doing tournaments and building my ranking, different things like that.
And you're headed to ESU for tennis.
Yes.
Which is a great opportunity for you. Talk about what other schools were in the mix and why you decided to go to East Stroudsburg.
I was looking into Penn State, then I was looking into King's. I was kind of looking into this one college in North Carolina, but that was like my top choice, but called Winston-Salem State University. But it was too far away, so East Stroudsburg was just kind of that common ground where I could just be kind of close to home, but kind of be here too.
Let's talk about that grandmother. I got to hear a story about her and why she's a role model.
She's just amazing. She's always running. She's the one who pushed me to do track. So she's always running, keeping her health up. She does, live the healthy lifestyle. She plays sports like I did. So she's just my overall role model. Yeah.
Think you could take Grandma in the 400?
Oh, yeah, I think I can take her. Yeah, I can definitely take her. Yeah.
But she's still got some wheels, huh?
Yeah, she got wheels. Yeah,
all right,
she does.
That's awesome. As far as down the road for you with districts, do you think this team might be able to get some medal at districts?
Oh, absolutely. I think we have a great shot. I mean, we're different this year. We know what we want. I think we're training hard. We put in our effort in all our meets. I think we have a very, very strong chance of medaling at districts.
Charity McLeod, great to hear your story. Best of luck as you head to the Poconos for the next chapter in your life.
Thank you.
Mary Solinsky is with us from the Pittston area track and field team. Mary, you're a senior. You do some mid-distance this year.
Yep.
Take us through some of those events.
I'm in the 4x8. I lead off that, and then I'm in the 800. I'm in the mile, and then I'm in the 4x4.
How about cross country and basketball, a couple other sports? How much fun do you have with both of those?
Oh, they're very fun. I love cross country and basketball. They just keep me in shape the whole year, and then track is a good way to end the year.
Big family. And you got some older siblings and a younger sibling, so take us through who's doing what.
Well, I have a younger brother. His name's Joe. He's a sophomore at Pittston, and then my sister Julie, she's in the PA program at King's, and then my sister just graduated, my older sister Amy just graduated from Misericordia.
You're doing fantastic in the classroom, 4.16. Talk about the next step for you, where you're headed and why.
I'm headed to Wilkes next year in the fall for nursing. I always wanted to be a nurse. I don't know, I always wanted to go there.
Mom and Dad, why are they your role models? Talk about the values and what they've taught you.
My mom and dad are definitely my role models. They inspire me every day to work hard in the classroom first off, and then they always push me in sports. They're always there cheering me on, and I couldn't thank them enough for that.
How about those ladies over there? Talk about your teammates and how special they'll be for not just this year, but for many years to come.
Yeah, they're great. We get along so well. It's honestly like the team obviously is really good. We have really good team bonding all the time. On the bus rides, we're always laughing, win or lose. I mean, this year we've been very fortunate winning, but we always got each other's backs. Everybody has those bad days, and we're always there for each other. So.
Mary Solinsky, great to hear your story. Best of luck at Wilkes University, and we wish you the best at districts as well.
Thank you so much.
Ashton Ashby is with us here on the John Mendola Show, continuing the conversation, and I think I've accomplished it. I've interviewed every Ashby there has been, but there's been so much darn talent in the family.
Yeah.
Take us through those sisters first thing, and what you do at the end, but take us through each sister.
Yeah, so I have 3 older sisters. Easton is the oldest, and she's a senior at Emerson College in Boston, and she plays basketball and she ran cross country. So I run cross country too, so she always gave me ideas and like tips on to how to run cross country. Madison is a junior at the University of Scranton, and she plays basketball as well. And Taryn is a freshman at Villanova, and she does track and field. She throws the javelin, and they just all support me and help me. I mean, they're all athletic, and no matter what, like we all did different events in track, so but they always just helped me and kept like pushing me.
And now you're going to go to a different college as well,
Yes.
but a very a great established college, St. Joe's. So talk about why St. Joe's for you.
I loved St. Joe's when I visited. I just saw myself going there for the next 4 years of my life. I just thought the campus was so beautiful, and I just couldn't see myself going there.
And early education and special education will be your major. Obviously, you look up to your sisters. They've been so inspiring to you. Talk about hitting it hard in the classroom. You're at the top of your class as well.
Yeah.
With science, one of your favorite subjects.
Yeah, science is definitely one of my favorite subjects. School is also very important to me. I try to balance it with track and everything because school is definitely coming first. I just try to find all the time to finish my homework, whether it's on the buses or we all meet up in the library or before or after school.
Let's talk about dance. And you know, you take dance. People may not know what kind of dance you take, but you're going to practice coming up just a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about where you go and what it's like and what you hope to do with that down the road.
I go to Romar Dance Studio in Old Forge, and I take tap, jazz, ballet, hip hop, and contemporary. So I'm there a lot, and it's a lot of work. And again, with the time balancing between track and dance, it's hard, but I love it so much, so I'm glad to do it.
Well, I'm glad we were able to adjust the commute with you today. It'll be a little shorter, right?
Okay, yep.
Parents have been an important part of your life, obviously, with your sisters, and just kind of setting the bar high for you as far as what you want to do with your life. And down the road, it looks like you pretty much have a plan, but talk about some of those values that you've learned along the way.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are always supportive. They've been supportive since I was little, and even with my sisters, and they just want the best for all of us. And they're helping me with college, and you know, they're like, you're leaving us, you're going 2 hours away, but they're still going to be supportive, and they'll always be there.
Well, Ashton, we appreciate your time. Best of luck going forward, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Nicole Zampetti is with us today from Pittston area. You're an underclassman, a sophomore. Talk about learning a little bit from these seniors over here.
The seniors are really nice, and they really help us a lot, especially with with me coming up as a freshman last year. They were really helpful. They helped a lot during the workouts. We pushed each other a lot. And I think it made us feel a lot better. Track and field, we mentioned the coach is thriving at Pittston area. So many members in the junior high and the high school. Talk about, it's nice to see some good things going on with the girls, with the guys. It's a nice bond. Yeah. we really all get along. We have a lot of fun, even on bus rides. We have a lot of fun before practice. We talk a lot, we have fun. Yeah, it's just really, and that helps us push each other a lot and do the best we could.
Take us through your events.
I run the 4x8, the mile, the 800, and 4x4. So I'm busy all throughout the track meet.
Which one's the toughest then, all those?
I think for me, the mile is probably the toughest, because like trying to get through the 4 laps is probably the most hard for me.
And as far as being able to balance all those and kind of say, okay, coach, I think I got enough gas to kind of finish these events. Talk about, you know, listening to your body and kind of knowing that.
That's probably like one of the hardest things to do, to like trying to say in your mind, like I need to do how many events after this. That's probably the hardest for me, but my teammates help me get through it, and my coaches.
You got a good situation because you're a cross-country runner, so you have a nice base with endurance. Then you play some basketball. Talk about staying busy.
I think it's easier for me to stay busy because then I'm not, I don't know, it kind of helps try to do something different. Like I feel like if I ran all year, I'd get bored of it. And like, I'm with my friends too at basketball. Like I have a bunch of my close friends all play basketball, so it's kind of like a little bit of a break from running. Little sister Leah, what's she up to? She throws, she does javelin, discus, and shot put. She's a pretty good thrower, and I hope she gets moved up next year. You're awesome in the classroom with a 4.25, so talk about working hard and making sure you're academically sound. It's a little hard to manage time, but like if I just do like as much as I could in school, so I can worry about track or like whatever sport I'm doing, it's kind of easier, so then I get it done, and then I study at home as much as I could. Let's talk about your folks and all the things they've laid out for you to do the things you do. My parents are really helpful. They help me a lot when I get home, and even my grandparents love to come to everything, and they're really supportive for what I do. They come to every meet, every game, and I love that they do that. Awesome, Nicole. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you. Jenna Smith is with us. She is a junior. She's a sprinter for Pittston area. And Jenna, take us through the events that you do at PA and what events you feel like you're doing pretty well in this year. I'm in the 100, 4x1, 400, and 4x4, and occasionally the 200. So you're hitting the sprints pretty darn hard. Yeah. 4x1, always one of the favorites. Talk about getting that timing down with your teammates and the handoffs. It's all about the handoffs, really. We just got to make sure that we get it perfectly. We practice them all the time at practice. How about as far as your leg? What leg do you run in the 4x1? I'm the first leg, so I'm coming out the blocks. It's important for me to get out fast so that we have a good lead. Yeah, that's a tough one to get out and get a great start. You're also a soccer player at Pittston area. Yeah. Talk about how much you enjoy that. I love playing soccer. I'm with my friends all the time. It's such a fun sport to play. Let's talk about academics. You're a serious student. You enjoy science. You have a favorite teacher? Is there a certain type of science that you've enjoyed over the years? I love chemistry and even bio, because I kind of want to do that when I go into college. And let's poke around a little bit at your junior year, but what are you thinking about down the road as far as maybe a major? I'm hoping maybe to major in chemistry, maybe minor in bio in college. Awesome. Close to home, far away, does it matter? No, I'm thinking wherever is a good opportunity for me. Let's talk about your folks and you know, having a good learning base for you from things they're teaching you, whether it's about life or, you know, how to manage your academics or what to do in athletics. Talk about what role they play in your life. My parents are a huge role in my whole life. They inspire me to do my best all the time, and I feel like they are what get me through everything, because they just tell me to do my best all the time, and they're my biggest supporters. And sometimes you need a different perspective, and I'm sure you get that from your teammates and a bunch of seniors over there. So talk about learning from some of these girls that are moving on to bigger and better places. All the seniors on the team are just amazing. I run with Charity McLeod, Nicole Zambetti, and Mary Solinsky on the 4x4 team, and it's just so much fun to run with them because we just work so well together. Well, Jenna, you're doing great stuff in the classroom, athletically, and it sounds like you got a great base to you, so we wish you the best going forward. Thank you so much.